Hey, welcome everybody. We're going to get started, so we give Tony as much time as possible to give us as much information as possible. I want to welcome you all to our second Realtors Third Thursday event. Today is Online Mastery, Evolution of the Virtual Agent with Tony Giordano. We're really glad you could make it. Thank you. Uh-oh. Well, it's not working. Yeah. There we go. So I want to take a minute and thank our sponsors. We've got Jeff McCune from 5 Star Finance sitting at the table back there. For those of you who are doing transactions where the loan is a little bit tricky or difficult, Jeff is excellent at getting those loans through. He has a whole cadre. Oh, there we are. Now my microphone's working. He has a whole cadre of private money investors that will often fund deals that the major institutions won't fund. So if you need to get a difficult deal through, I suggest you call Jeff at 5 Star Finance. We're going to check that. My name is Robert Warner. I started a company called Now Realty beginning of this year. And you're going to be hearing more about us. I'm not going to say too much today. I'm just going to say the name, Now Realty. Watch out for us. We're moving, we're shaking, we're going to do things. Okay, so now for the main event. I'm so pleased to have with us Tony Giordano. I told him just before we started today that every time he comes, he always outperforms my expectations, and I don't have low expectations. This guy, if you listen, you will take not one, not two, not three, but a dozen great ideas from this presentation. So, Tony?
Thank you very much. Appreciate it. Thank you. Can you all hear me okay? Yeah? Good. So, if I could get a show of hands, who has been to one of my trainings here since he's been doing that? All right, so about half of you. For those that don't know who I am, I got in this amazing business in 1998. As a mortgage broker here in actually Santa Barbara, and was just a door-to-door sales guy. The lady at the mortgage company offered me a job, and then literally I started the next day. Made millions of dollars in my 20s during the heyday of the mortgage run before the 08-09 crash. After making millions, I lost everything in the 08-09 crash, had to reinvent myself, and a lot of different things had happened, but bottom line is, by summer of 09, I was losing my passion for lending. So I decided to become an agent, because how hard could being an agent really be, right? It's got to be an easy job from what I thought as a lender, and it wasn't. And it's a difficult job, and we do a lot, and there's a lot we have to do. So I was learning a new business too. But I didn't have any money to my name. I didn't know how I was going to lead gen. I was literally rebuilding an entire business now from scratch. And I went to this Facebook class, and I learned a good amount of stuff from this kid for about a few hours, but then there was a lot of stuff he said that I disagreed with because he was very techie, and he didn't understand that there was a human side to social media, and that was the approach I was going to take. It's not the techie side. So I started implementing a few things he said to do, but then I started implementing a lot of things that he didn't say to do, and a lot of things that agents still are not doing correctly online when it comes to using the power of online marketing at our fingertips and the information that it gives us. Well, within about 2 months, I got a $5 million listing in Manhattan Beach from a random lady I'd added as a friend on Facebook, and the rest is history, because I had joined Coldwell in Malibu at the time. And I became Rookie of the Year. 85% of my business was coming from social media marketing and Facebook and Twitter and LinkedIn back in the day. And then that led to writing the book, The Social Agent, in 2013. After a couple years of Rookie of the Year and kind of rebuilding everything I lost, book became a bestseller. Then I started coaching. I started speaking for Realogy, which owns Coldwell, Sotheby's, ERA, Century 21. Then a stint with KW, got on their speaking circuit, and then Berkshire and Sotheby, and now it's just I speak for every brand and coach every brand out there. When people ask me, because a lot of people know Tony's all about the social media, and I haven't done a techie topic with you guys yet in the last few months that I've been here, and today we are getting a little techie, but a lot of people think social media and they go on and they think that they're doing it, but today isn't going to be about social media marketing as much as it is what should we be doing inside the social networks. Should I still be writing that long paragraph sob story of something that happened to me last night that I think everybody's just going to want to read? Should I be doing my political rants or religious rants or getting into argumentative debates online or taking sides online? No. I need to be using it for the power that it is in building relationships with humans, but nobody's wanting to read anymore. We want to see what? We want to see an image. That's what made Instagram so popular. And now what do we want to see more than an image? Video. And you guys have a great sponsor here today who shoots video. So what I want to get into today, oh, where's the clicker? You have the clicker? I don't know. Not here. We did have it. Oh, there we go. Thank you. So hard to see these things. So I'm going to go deep into the video things and what we need to be doing as agents. So first, if let's see if the clicker's working on this one now. Hold on. Oh boy. There we go. Come on. Well, we had it working a minute ago. Yeah, what's a tech class without tech issues? Yeah, it worked for the other one, but this is definitely working. Oh, there we go. Perfect.
Got it?
Yep. Did you do that or did I do that?
I don't know, try again.
Oh, I did that. All right, cool. All right, good. That didn't take too long. So this is my latest book, Social Agent 2.0, and I'm sure I'll figure out a question today to see if somebody can answer that question and get a free copy of my book. I only had one. I was flying all over the place this week and flew into Santa Barbara a couple hours ago. So I don't have a big thing of books with me today. If you want to stay connected online, this is a good place to get connected with me. This is my personal Instagram account, Tony_Giordano, so you can connect with me there. And then you can find all my other stuff on Facebook and LinkedIn. We can connect everywhere. I always want to just show this other Instagram account and company that my wife London and I own called the Opulent Agency. To not confuse agents, what is the Opulent Agency? The Opulent Agency is not a brokerage. It is not a team at a brokerage. The Opulent Agency is a company that has a wide variety of services to the real estate industry, from athlete, sports entertainment, relocation, blockchain management for the tokenization of physical real estate, which I'll get into a little bit today, and more than anything, luxury real estate advertising. So we have agents from every brand you can name right now who bring Opulent onto their listings as a co-marketing agency to help draw more traffic and do a lot of the stuff that I'm going to be sharing with you today. I just didn't want you guys to think, well, is that a brokerage? No, it's any company or brand can use us.
Tony, what was your handle on Instagram?
Tony_Giordano, right there, the very top. Giordano the correct spelling way. Not Jordano. I know Pete and I go way back from actually. Pete Giordano was on the board of directors of Montecito Bank and Trust when I was doing door-to-door sales, selling cell phones, and walked into a mortgage company, and that's how him and I met. Okay, moving on. And then this is my coaching company, R.I.S.E Mastery, risemastery.com. Yes, I do have a coaching company. If you want information, you can just reach out to me afterwards today, or you can get my phone number, and I'll gladly answer any questions that you guys have. All of my topics goes way beyond tech, building team management, hiring, firing, video marketing, SEO, Google. I'm all over the place. I do a lot of different coaching. Okay, I'm going to skip that because that was supposed to be hidden. Sorry. All right, going digital. So we are going digital, no matter if we like it or not. We have to be, everything is digital now. We have digital signings, digital meetings. We have digital branding. We have digital lead generation. So the question is not if you have to go digital, it's how well are you going to be able to do digital and being a virtual business and using technology today. It's not a question of whether or not you can choose to. It's how well you choose to do it. That being said, it's really the video revolution started the whole thing. When YouTube completely started dominating and just taking over everything, becoming the second largest search engine in the world, because who owns them? Google, which is the #1 search engine in the world. Video became the new revolution. Everybody was pushing video, and then when Instagram came out and Snapchat, and then forcing Facebook to go video, and now we really have become a video social network across all networks. And over less than 16% of agents say that they've integrated video at a high level in their business, and over 95% of sellers would prefer to list with an agent who's planning on shooting a video for their house. And less than 16% can say with confidence that they've integrated it at a high level. Out of the 16% who tell me that, I'm not pleased with 80% of them, of the 16%. Like, no, you have not integrated video at a high level. I know you think you have, but you haven't. Like, you need to be doing all of these other things, and we'll share some of that. I like to call it the virtual revolution, because video equals virtual, virtual equals video. You cannot be building a business today and a brand online today and not be in front of a lens every day, all day, different times of the day. Virtual is not physically existing as such or in that moment, but made by software to appear to do so. So when I have this topic, a lot of people are like, virtual, like Zoom? We don't really have to do Zoom anymore, Tony. COVID's like kind of behind us, and I only had to do it for that. Well, first, yes, we were all forced to have to learn something like a Zoom during COVID and having all these Zoom meetings and stuff like that. But that's not what I mean just by virtual. Virtual is the second you go on Facebook and you leave a comment. That's not physical. Virtual is anything we do online with technology is in a virtual space. Even DocuSign is virtual. It's not physical carbon paper that we can smell anymore, right? And getting ink on our fingertips. So you have to understand, when I say virtual, I'm not just talking about Zoom. And if you think, ladies and gentlemen, Zoom is just gonna kind of go away and we're not gonna have to do it, not only will you have to be doing Zooms for the rest of your career, you are going to be doing it more in the next couple years than you did the entire time during COVID. We had a client recently who lives a half mile from our house. Tony, can we just do a Zoom? Like, we know you guys are gonna like do amazing, and like we're gonna interview a couple different people, but we're getting ready for our vacation and we just don't really have time to do the whole thing and come over. Can we just do a Zoom? It's the same thing that happened with DocuSign. When all the old school agents, when DocuSign came out in 2008, a lot of people didn't even start using DocuSign until 2013, 14. Like, oh, that'll never go. I want to go over to my client's house with the paper, like DocuSign's stupid. And then it became a way of life in our business, and now imagine our business without it, right? So it's the same thing with Zoom. All Zoom did was make people realize there's an easier way to communicate and share a screen as if you're doing the listing presentation right in their living room. And you're in a resort area, you're in a second home area. A lot of people out of state own homes here, right? And if they need to list their house, you think they're gonna fly here to meet with you now that Zoom has become the easy way for them to just do a Zoom with you? So the question is, how well do you Zoom? And we'll get into that in a little bit as well. First, I just need to share this really quick, because the metaverse is virtual. And people are hearing the word metaverse, Web3. What's Web 3.0? Is Web 3.0 the same thing as the metaverse? No, but they will work hand in hand together. But what is it? First let me tell you what it's not. The metaverse is not Meta, which is Facebook. Facebook, remember, he's a genius, 182 IQ. So when the metaverse became very, very popular, it's been around for a few years, mostly in gaming. But when metaverse started to explode and being attached to cryptocurrency now and blockchain technology, Facebook said, we're going to change our umbrella name, corporate name to Meta, so that everybody thinks I invented the metaverse. And it actually kind of worked, because a lot of people think he has something to do with, creating the metaverse. No, it's been around for a while. So now he's actually being sued by Meta X, which is a company that had already had that brand and word in the technology space. So we'll see how that goes, because they're not going to go away lightly. So what is the metaverse? I told you what it's not. What is it? I just want you to start researching this. Do not think that this is just for gaming. Okay, this is the future of our websites. So I want you to pretend, I just want you to think of the metaverse and Web3 as 25, 30 years ago when the internet came out. Oh, the email. If you want to talk to me, you call me. Email, that'll never go. The internet, what is it? The web, the World Wide Web. And you try to explain it to people back then and they'd be like, oh, you weird people with technology, and now we can't imagine our life without it. Well, the next evolution of our website is going to be 3D. That's what the metaverse is. Those glasses that we wear to access the virtual world and the virtual scape. So Tony, explain this to me. So I put on the goggles and that's how we're gonna access the internet. And that's where you would find what's called my avatar. And I'm walking around, I'm in the space. But my website in the future will be third dimensional. So you won't be on your device on a laptop surfing our website and looking at our listings. No, you'll have those goggles on and you'll be in the internet and you'll be on Amazon and you'll be adding things to your shopping cart on Amazon in the Amazon third dimensional storefront. Wow. So, wait a second, Tony, you're trying to tell me that in the future I'm gonna have to wear those stupid goggles? I'm gonna have to rely on a device in order to just access the internet and surf the internet? Uh-huh. Yeah. Sorry, but you're gonna. No way, Tony. There's no way I'm ever gonna be so reliant on a device that I can't live without, that is attached to my human body, that I stare at the screen all day long, which is pretty much the same as wearing the goggles because it's in front of my face. I'll never be so reliant on a device that I turn into a ninja when I can't find it, float across a room, realizing it's in my left hand. Yeah, you will. But just like these have gotten easier and sleeker and simpler, the goggles will get smaller and smaller and sleeker. And eventually it probably won't even be the goggles. It'll probably be that phone we all saw in Iron Man 2 with Robert Downey Jr. 15 years ago, where he put the phone down in the court and then the hologram came up off the iPhone and then he was throwing photos onto the screen across the court. Like, trust me, we're not gonna probably have to wear the goggles, but it is coming and you should be learning this now. Now, you're hearing, like there's agents that I know personally in Miami who have been paid $100,000 commissions by helping somebody buy their digital space inside the metaverse who's a developer or a retail company or a store. And it's not through the brokerage. There's no brokerage attached to that. You're in the metaverse and so somebody comes to me and says, hey, Tony, you're very techie. How do I buy space inside the metaverse? Oh, let me show you. Well, what do you charge? Pay me this. It's not physical real estate. It's not fee simple. This is digital real estate. Now, what it is it's the same as your website. So Tony, you're saying that I have to have a third dimensional website? Well, you have to have a website, don't you? So this is just the next evolution of that website. And we're a few years away and stuff, but I want really a lot of what I'm saying today, I just want you not ignoring it. Start reading it. Go on YouTube, search what is the metaverse? What is Web3? How will they work together? How do I access it? What goggles should I buy? And start just taking the time to realize this is what it's gonna look like in the future. This is what a website will look like. This is what a Zoom will look like. Zoom's building out their third dimensional metaverse right now, which means that we won't be on our computer seeing all the thumbnails of everybody. we'll have the goggles on and we'll be in the showroom, in the conference room of Zoom, and we'll see our friends and their avatars sitting right there. But Tony, it's just so wild to think. If you went back 20 years ago and tried to explain Zoom to people, they would say the exact same thing to you. That's just, wow, what do you mean? Like, what? And you're like all in a screen together? So I know it's hard to understand it, but it's the same thing that happened 20 years ago when you tried to explain it. Imagine going back 50 years ago and explaining Facebook. They'd be thinking you were from another planet. Like, that's insane. So start studying, start understanding that this is where we're going, and watching and stuff like that. And of course, the technology will make it simpler. So at the end of the day, knowing all of this stuff and knowing some of the things I already said, what should be in front of you more than anything today? Multiple times a day. That. You should be staring at that. I don't care if it's a professional shoot like you have Matt here. I don't care if it's just doing it in front of your phone because you're just doing a quick little marketing update, or 3 tips when buying a home, 3 things you probably didn't know when you should sell. And you're just shooting these little videos and posting them on social media. This should be in front of you every day. Why? Because Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, Google, what do they push in front of everything else in the news feeds? Video. Reels, stories, live streaming. They change the algorithms of all the news feeds to push video. So it's not that people, a lot of people have said, oh, I used to get so much more engagement on my stuff 2, 3, 4 years ago. And now nobody comments on my stuff, and my MLS listing links feeding in from our IDX into my Facebook business page, and nobody comments on my stuff. But if it's a picture of my daughter, I get like 50 from graduating kindergarten school. It's not that people don't like what you're posting, it's that they don't see it. It's so far down in the news feed of least priority because it's not a video, it's not a live stream, it's not a story. So, if you are not willing to get in front of your lens and create a habit of self-expressing with video in the next 6 months, no one will see anything you post ever again. It's already happening. You have got to create this habit. Don't be camera shy. People want to know the authentic you. They want to see the real us. It doesn't have to be perfect. That's how it started. It started that way in our business. Perfect video marketing was strictly for what? High-end homes. They were the first things that we did video for. And that's why 99% of our industry still thinks that that's the only time I need to do a video, is a really nice listing. No, not. Stop thinking video is only for the property. Every agent needs video. Increase your credibility and connection to people with different types of bio and promo videos of you, having nothing to do with your product, a house. It's just you. Why I am invested in this guy talking to me, why I should ask him questions about selling my house here in Santa Barbara. Every brand needs video. Does your brand name as an agent or a team have a video? Meaning, if you're the Smith Group and you have your own little logo and you're at Compass or Berkshire or KW or Remax and you have your own little branding as a team, your brand needs marketing video. That has nothing to do with you. You're not even going to be on it. Example of that is Jeff Bezos on TV a lot. He is. He's on Bloomberg, he's on CNBC, he's being interviewed, he talks about the companies that he owns. So he has his own video as the guy, Jeff Bezos, but is he on every Amazon commercial? No. But Amazon has a ton of commercials because the brand needs its own marketing. So your logo, your brand needs its own marketing. If you are somebody who has a team and a logo and stuff under a brokerage, or if you're your own brokerage. Every database needs video. How often does your database and sphere of influence hear from you, and how often is it via video? Meaning, they open the email you sent them during the holidays and they see a thumbnail in the body of the email with a play button and you're wearing a Santa hat. And they're like, just wanted to say Merry Christmas and Happy Holidays. versus that stupid postcard we all send out from our CRM every Christmas, or happy holiday or happy Thanksgiving. So how often does your database see a thumbnail and want to press play on your marketing and the content that you send them? We'll talk about that. Every testimonial needs a video. There is nothing better than someone else bragging about you, and doing it via video is the highest level testimonial you can have. And we'll talk about that and why you need to start getting your clients to leave you video testimonials, not just write something on Zillow. Every listing needs video. Show any house with video that matches what you're listing. Yes, any house deserves a video. If a $35,000 Honda Civic deserves a multi-million-dollar national campaign commercial, then even a tear-down house deserves a video. Now, what level of video? That's debatable. Am I gonna drop $5,000 like I will on a multi-million-dollar video of a house on a beat-up tear-down track home? No. I'm gonna do that with my phone. But every property deserves some level of video. And the reason for it is it's not because it has to be glamorous and pretty anymore. It's because video has just become the way people want to learn about something of a product or a service. That's what we're doing it for. It's gonna get you more eyes, more ears, more exposure. And last but not least, every website needs video. One of the greatest techniques to building dominant SEO on Google, search engine optimization, is having a lot of video in your own website as an agent. A lot of agents, when I go to their website, they have their listings feeding in from the IDX. I go on their social media, I see a couple videos that they shot for listings, but then I can't find any of those videos on their website. And Google pushes video in front of everything else because they own who? YouTube. Anybody want to guess how many hours of video is uploaded to YouTube every 60 seconds today? 500 hours of video is uploaded to YouTube every 60 seconds. It's incredible what has gone on with technology in our over 500 hours. A few years ago, it was over 300 hours every 60 seconds.
This is with video, but legal. So what about people that are videoing in other people's homes or listings and putting on their own website? Are you allowed to do that? How do you?
No, I wouldn't do it on my website, probably.
Not
Well,
website, but if like they're posting on their.
yeah, so here's what I say to that. If an agent comes into one of our listings in LA or something like that, and I see them doing a video, I'm like, hey, what are you planning on doing with that? Like, you didn't ask me. Like, if you had just asked me, I would have been like, take whatever video you want. So there's two ways to go about it. I don't know of very many agents who would be not wanting somebody to shoot a video, just don't say it's your listing. But go ahead and put it out there as long as you ask permission.
But like if you have a post of any kind of anybody else's listing, you're supposed to put the credit to
Yeah.
listing agent. So you can't do that on video as easily.
No, you can't do it on easily. So these got to be,
Rules to that? I mean,
yeah,
that's right.
or
The rules are very.
yeah, but there's so many different things you can do. Like you could go to friends of yours' houses and say, hey, could you cook in this kitchen all day? Couldn't I? Like, you know, and just, there's so many ways to do video marketing if it's not your actual listing. But I can easily, there's not an agent out there that I can't walk into a multi-million-dollar listing of theirs and say, hey, are you available to show this tomorrow at 3 o'clock? I'm gonna shoot a couple of videos and I'm gonna post it and get it out to my network. And if I'm right, most likely somebody's gonna wanna see it and I'm available tomorrow in the late afternoon. Are you? Yeah, take whatever video you want. Great. And then I'm gonna post it. Hey, everybody, check it out. Call me if you have any interest. I could get you a showing tomorrow afternoon. And then I don't. So then I tell the agent what? Sorry, no, I didn't get any, but I'll let you know as soon as I do have an answer. Okay, cool. Or do I go in the house and say, hey, do you mind if I walk around your listing and take a video so that people think it's my listing? Language of sales. It's all the way we word it, right? So every website needs video, and we're talking about just, they could be update video, like marketing update videos and tips and stuff like that. You don't even need to necessarily be showing videos of listings. Anybody want to guess when that photo was taken and where it was taken? First, let's do the when. Helps that I have the same haircut. When do you think that video was taken? And this is a full-fledged, I mean, look at this. This is like a news studio almost. Yesterday? Thank you. Appreciate that. I'd like to think I still look that young. It was December of 2011. That's how long I've been seriously taking video. Anybody want to guess where that video was taken?
In your studio in your house?
Coldwell Banker in New Jersey, corporate headquarters. Keller Williams has the exact same. Remax, Compass, Berkshire. Every big brand nationally has had a studio at this level that looks like a news broadcast studio for well over a decade, and 90% of their agents still aren't taking it seriously. And their own companies have been taking it seriously for over a decade. And now I can tell you 10 different places that you can rent that are a studio like this here in Santa Barbara for $100 an hour, go in and shoot a bunch of B-roll of a bunch of different things, give it to a guy like Matt who can edit it and throw in some animations and make it look all cool. There's so many different ways to get in front of these green screen studios so that you can actually do more professional. There's a time and a place to do it on our phone, but there's a time and a place where we want it to be more professional, right? No mistakes, no stuttering, learn my script, get the animations going in.
Into two sides of the business. First,
I know brokerages that have turned an office inside their brokerage to a green room. And they got the foam all over the walls and the on-air light on the outside of the door in the hallway so that people are quiet when they're walking by if the agents are filming something, and then they have a video editor on their team that starts producing and editing videos for the agents. I know a lot of different brokerages nationally who have done something like this in their office for their agents. Equipment, minimum equipment every single one of you in this room should have is a ring light. They're $100. NEEWER LED ring light, right here. It's got the white ring and the orange ring. The orange ring are for the ladies, for golden hour, when you want that sunset glow. $100. We have 4 of these. Why? One goes in a carrying case that's always in the car in case we want to pop it up at an open house. One is at our home, one is at our home office, and one is at our office. Why? Because you get what you pay for. So $100, it's not like stainless steel. So it's pretty flimsy tin from other countries. So I noticed that every time I was breaking it down and putting it back, it was starting to get weaker and weaker. So I was like, well, for $100, I'll just have one in every location and never touch them. We just keep them built and leave them alone. But $100, I give these away in my coaching company when I'm doing webinars and live coaching sessions, and I'll do a question, and if somebody gets it right, I'm like, give me your shipping address. I'm shipping it to you, because every single agent, anybody in sales, needs a ring light. Okay, so what are some examples? Every agent needs a video. Uh-oh.
the penthouse deck of one.
Do that again.
Hi, my name is Tony Giordano. I'm here in beautiful Santa Monica, California, atop the penthouse deck of one of my listings. And as you can see, I love my job. I enjoy staying active physically and mentally. And feel
Little business, shows you out, enjoying life, shows you with clients, shows you with friends, shows you in the community.
One of the biggest changes in real estate in recent years is how the internet and social media have had a massive impact on moving property. I too am constantly not just marketing my.
So, goes on for a few more seconds. That was a 53-second bio promo video of who I am as an agent. That was shot March of 2010.
Who's been dating? Excuse me.
What?
Your wife saying she's in labor?
What'd you say?
The ding that I keep.
Oh, I don't know who the.
Ding, 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 ding.
Oh, I see what you're. It's his phone going through, and we are not going to tell him to put it on silent. No, yeah, it's all good. So that was shot spring of 2010. That video cost me $10,000. That same video today would cost you $1,000. It was a multiple day shoot as well. As you can see, it was like different things, different outfits, different days, different locations. So that's probably why it was that expensive. But back then, nobody was doing video. Madison on the show $1 Million Listing and I were the only ones in like Malibu and West LA that was even shooting videos at a high level way back then. And now anybody can do these things. And he has the talent to do these promo videos as well, not just listing videos. Throwing those animations, but it's also important is the script. Because now, think about this. That video guaranteed that I can directly relate that I got a deal because of that video just out there and giving it to people like my digital business card. Or, hey, Tony, our friend sent us your video and we need to list our house instead of just being a business card, has been well over $1 million in GCI since 2010. So $10,000 investment, over $1 million in GCI that I can directly relate to the video. Good investment? Yeah. Anybody want to guess what a full page, double page spread ad costs here in Santa Barbara in a nice magazine? 2,000, 5,000, depending on the magazine, right? 10,000, right? And when does it die? By the next issue. Video is forever. A one-time investment. Now, take $10,000, divide it by 120 months. How much has it really cost me every month since I shot it? Hasn't cost me 10 grand, it's cost me less than $100 a month. Think about it that way. So now think about a $1,000 video you do with Matt or a $2,000 video. It's a one-time investment in your business, exceptionally well, looks great. Shows you if like, you donate your time to the children's hospital or something here and it shows you walking up the steps and I like to give back to the community, whatever it is. Now in 20 months, almost 2 years, it's cost you $100 a month in marketing and has no limit to how many people can watch it and see it for the rest of the time. But the script is very important. I'll do Q&A at the end because I just want to stay on path. I have a lot that I'm trying to cram in for you guys today on things that I want you to at least turn around and start learning today. So the script, notice that script still works a decade later because I didn't date it in my script, in my language. Now, if you saw this video and I said, now, how the internet and social media have had a massive impact on moving property in the last few years of 2007, 8, and 9, would you keep watching? No. But I left those years out, and now does that still make sense? In recent years, even the last 3 years, how the internet and social media have had a massive impact on moving property. And yes, one more time, it helps that you keep the same haircut. Okay. But if I'm an agent, right? If I'm a real estate agent, what's my product? I don't know what the music, is it the, is, oh, okay. My houses are my product, so I have to shoot a video for my product. But I'm also an author, so my book is a product. So my book needs its own videos, meaning I have to shoot videos on all the different things that I do. I'm a speaker, I'm not just a real estate agent. So I have to have the speaker coach marketing video. Every brand needs video. So here's what I meant by that. When I said Amazon versus Jeff Bezos, you've seen one of me, and now this is just one of our companies, the Opulent Agency, which is just a branded commercial of the logo of all the different areas that we co-market luxury real estate for agents, different countries, different cities in America. That's all I meant. And then of course, the other thing I was saying, my product. So the book has its own actual commercial type of thing to push sales. Every testimonial needs video. So what did you mean by that, Tony? Like, I mean, yeah, we can start getting videos done from our clients, but why? Why is it important? Well, it's because all of the review platforms are starting to allow you to upload a video as your testimonial instead of just a photo or writing something. So on Amazon, if you're going to buy something, and you go to the reviews, now I can just press play and watch a guy say, hey, so everybody, so the box, this is how the box arrives. And I wanted to show everybody this because it's taken me 7 days to hear back from Newer. They finally responded to my email saying that the parts were missing. And they said, oh, we are so sorry. The parts are on that inside flap. It looks like it's cardboard, but that's actually where they are. Rip it off. And he goes, and I ripped it off, and sure enough, there it is. And now you don't have to wait 7 days. Try reading that. Yeah. Right? Try reading that and being like, and then the inside flap, there was a box that looked like cardboard. Like, no. I can just quickly go in, look at that. So here it is. I built it. It took me about 13 minutes. It's pretty sturdy, everybody. Like, boom, done. I want it. So Amazon was the first to do this. Guess who's building out their ability to do it? Google. To now when you go on the Google business profile of a real estate agent who, you know, you have yourself on the little map and you go to hits and leave a review, that Google's now going to start allowing us to upload a video as a testimonial. Guess who else is? Zillow. When you go to an agent's profile on Zillow and you scroll down to where it says write a review soon or later, we don't know exactly when, but they are working on it, that they can leave a video as their testimonial. So get in the habit of it now, because it's not being done yet, but get in the habit of going to your clients and saying, hey, I'm going to be in your neighborhood in the next couple days. I'm going to be running around, and I'm only doing this for like 10 of my favorite clients, but I went to Michael's craft store. I bought a big red bow, and I want to stick it on your garage. And I know you bought your house like a year ago, but I just want to stick it on the garage, come out with the baby. We'll do it in the late morning or the late afternoon, depending on what your schedule is. And I just want you to do a quick little 60 seconds on what you love most about your house. Not me. I just want you to say why you love your house. Like, what was it? What was it? The kitchen? Probably the kitchen, right? And then at the very end, say something like, and thank you so much for finding us our dream home, Tony, blah, blah, blah. We couldn't have done it without you. And now I'm going to take that video. I'm going to upload it to my social media. I'm going to tag my clients because I'm friends with all of my clients on social media, so that when I tag them, they don't have that setting that says approve things you're tagged in before they appear on your timeline, because a lot of people don't even know where to find that. So now it's going to be on their timeline, and now who sees it? All of their friends. I posted it to mine, but I tagged them. So now their entire sphere is seeing them say what they love about their house and bragging about me. And I didn't even have to ask for it. And all I'm going to do is say, when I woke up this morning, I was so moved by the message that my clients, John and Sarah, sent me. This is why I wake up every morning, love what I do. Right? Am I going to say, so yesterday I begged my clients if I could drive to their house and put a red bow on their front door and ask them to say a bunch of nice things about me? Did it lose its whole thing? And did I lie on the other way? No. Language of sales. This morning, when I woke up, because I did, I was so moved by the amazing message my client sent to me through the air 16 feet away. I just left that part out. Language of sales. But get in the habit now is all I'm saying. Like, so now when you say, hey, can you go on my Zillow link and here's my Google link, leave us a review, and then can you just do a quick little video? Just start building these videos up. And here's why, I guess, the main reason, most important reason. 30 years ago, what did a client have to believe? How did a client know that your other clients loved you? You had to tell them in the listing presentation. So here's a letter from a client of mine. Remember that big thing of paper that we had in listing presentations 30 years ago? These are some designations of mine, but here's a paragraph that my clients wrote. That's his signature. And they had to what? Believe that you didn't just write that and sign it, right? There was no Google. There was no review platforms. People just had to trust what you were saying was correct. And then we got websites, when websites launched. So then we started taking that paper and writing it on our website and putting it on our website. And now people who saw it on our website thought it was more value than what was on a piece of paper. And then review platforms came out. So people started saying, well, anybody could just put reviews on the back end of their website. How do I know that these are real? So now, wait, Now Google's real because there's the person's thumbnail. That's a Gmail account that left Tony a review, so that's a human being. So these are more real than just website ones. Well, I've heard that people can buy reviews on Google and Amazon and stuff like that. How do I know he didn't just do that? Oh, but this is a video of a human being saying Tony's awesome. So it's just the next evolution of trust and where people are going to learn about you. Get in the habit now. Every listing needs videos. So as I said, any type of property. So yes, of course, the high end, the luxurious, we got to go over the top because the house is worthy of it. If I'm getting paid a $150,000 commission and think $5,000 for photos and flyers, I'm worth a $145,000 profit. This is the problem with our industry. No, I'm going to spend at least 5 to 7% of the gross listing amount just in marketing. But every property's different. So you also don't want to get in the habit of all your videos always feel the same, sound the same music, the same angles, because properties are different. So what might be this fast-moving, executive, not necessarily a family home, but it's going to be maybe a single couple that, whatever, doesn't have the big lawn, type of thing, or then a different property is going to maybe have to sound different. Maybe it's not that. Maybe it's a true, authentic, old Spanish revival property. This was actually done by your renowned architect and designer here in Santa Barbara. My clients in Montecito did this one in Pasadena, and so he used Ryan Clark. What's the big, God, why do I always forget his name? No, he does all of these. He redoes them. He's always in Architectural Digest. He lives here. I forget it. I'll get it. So again, completely different style video, right? It's just a different feel. It's a different look because the house is so much different than what we were watching before. What about a 1,200-acre working ranch? Is that going to be, drums and heavy beats and, people jumping in swimming pools? No, it's a 1,200-acre working ranch, which means I have to make the video what? Informative. I have to talk about everything that this 1,200-acre working ranch has. I had to go to a recording studio to make sure that my narration was recorded and not just recorded on my iPhone to give to my video guy to add to it. I had to spend 2 months going back and forth with my clients on the script, learning everything about the 1,200-acre working ranch, then memorizing it to the point where I could read it well. And this was the aftermath. So now somebody who's wanting to possibly buy this watches this video and know pretty much everything there is to know about the property in 3.5 minutes. Talks about the history of the ranch. And by the way, if you guys have a buyer, it's in Tulare County, up by Sequoia. Huh? Kevin A. Clark, the guy here in Santa Barbara who does a lot of your Montecito and Santa Barbara Spanish revivals. All right, so it gets into Google mapping so that people can see where its proximity is to Los Angeles and San Francisco. It's in Central California. There's the airports.
30 miles northeast of Visalia, California.
So every property's different. This one needed something like this. This is also very similar to commercial real estate. It's going to show vacancy factors and stuff like that. Somebody's probably going to be talking. This style for when we do subdivisions or raw land, no music, no narration. I could narrate it, but it's just going to break down. This guy who does these, he never even has to come here. He lives in Florida, and if you were listing a property that was like a subdivision of raw land or lots, this is what he could do from his computer and send it to you. Does everything through Google mapping. These videos are about $1,000 depending on what level the subdivision is or how much information he's going to have to add to it, easements, shows a bunch of different things. All right, okay. Over 85% of marketers agree that video has taken over media. 90+% of marketing agencies see significant ROI with their video marketing for their clients. 60% of people on social media engage with a brand's video. Money spent on video marketing has gone up over 150% in the last 3 years. Over 3/4 of online consumers today prefer video content before purchasing anything. Watching videos makes up for over 80%, it's actually 87% now, of all mobile activity today. Meaning, when you guys walk into Starbucks tomorrow morning and see 10 people in line and all of their heads are down, they're not praying. They're on their phone, and what that stat says is for every 10 people you see staring at their phone, 8 or 9 of them are watching a video, or FaceTiming, or shooting a video. Video makes up for over 85% of all the activity coming from mobile devices today. On the back of my book is a former actress, soap opera star, General Hospital, Another World. Way back in the day, she was like the young doctor in the 80s, the 80s. And now she's been on Oprah, Rachel Ray. She's a coach. She's a equine therapist with horses. And she's just an exceptional individual when it comes to teaching people how to be better in front of the camera. So if you have my book, or if you're one of the people who get that book, Social Agent 2.0, on page 192, I had her write a few pages and give some of those tips that she's always helped people with. So it's just a great read if you get the book and that's the first thing you read, is just skip to page 192 and read that part of it. Online video marketing networks. So these are all the most dominant networks when it comes to video and the algorithm that they've redone inside their networks to push video. Now obviously TikTok, Snapchat, they only started with video. So it's only companies like LinkedIn and Facebook and Instagram who had to change their algorithms when they started to adapt things that Snapchat and TikTok could do. But if I was to say, where should your focus be in creating and posting video content to get the highest ROI? Yes, you should be doing them all for whatever niche each one of those are, but these would be the dominant 4 that your main focus would want to be for making sure you're doing a lot of video content. I want you to do all of them. Now the ones that you most likely might not have to do soon, Snapchat, because they continue to because remember, Facebook owns Instagram, so as soon as they bought Instagram, I was like, that's the end of Snapchat, because they're gonna make Instagram do everything Snapchat can do, and then TikTok came out and Facebook made the Reels, and now a lot of people Instagram just continues to build. The other one is probably TikTok. I don't know if they're gonna survive the United States ban if it happens, and more each month that goes by, the government is continuing to talk about it like, we're not letting this go, because it's a China-based app from a company, so it's like they want to ban it because of all the crap happening in the world. So if they did ban it, I don't think they'll be able to survive. If they don't ban it, but you should be doing it. Here's a guy that is amazing to follow on TikTok, if you're a TikToker. His name is Dylan in LA. He's a Los Angeles agent. He was a rookie not that long ago. Started learning some of the things that I teach and just ran with it. And now is becoming a top agent. And all he would do is just go into, like what you were saying, go into videos or go into listings on Broker Tour, and he would take a picture or a thing of like the kitchen or the view or the swimming pool, and then he would write, client asked me to find them a house with a sick pool. And then he goes, do you think I did a good job? Yes or no? Client asked me, find me a view that I could stare at forever. Do you think I did a good job? Yes or no? Like so he's a brilliant guy to follow for your own. That's the best way to learn all this. Follow people who do it really well and just tweak it and make it your own flavor. But you'll get so many great ideas from him. Dylan in LA.
Client said, show me something I have never seen before.
He doesn't do that's the TikTok voice. Now he just does his own voice, but that's an old one. Going live. Going live is the most dominant exposure over any other form of video. Why? Because when you go live, Instagram, Facebook, it tells all of your followers, hey, Tony's going live. It notifies them and it moves the live stream in front of your friend's stories, and the stories are in front of the news feed. So stories live streaming get priority up here, and live streaming gets pushed to the very front. And that also includes reels and stuff like that. So going live, sharing stories, sharing reels, those are gonna be your most exposure. Not shooting a video on your iPhone and then uploading it later as a post. That's still good to do. It's better than an image, it's better than writing, but sharing stories, reels, and live streaming is the way to go. Power hashtags. I call these power hashtags. I see a lot of agents don't know how to hashtag, or they think that it's the time to be really clever. And it's not. Because I'll see an agent post something and say, hashtag #1 Santa Barbara agent. Yeah, the only person who searches that hashtag is the agent that uses that hashtag. No husband and wife are sitting at dinner and they're like, wow, we need to list the house and we're moving. How do you think we should find an agent? You know what, let's go on Instagram and search #1 realtor hashtag in Santa Barbara. Nobody does that. So what are the hashtags we need? Now you can get clever, you can make up your own as long as you always, every single post you ever post, anything about your community or real estate related content, your power hashtags is city, meaning Santa Barbara, hashtag Santa Barbara, hashtag Santa Barbara CA, state initials, hashtag Santa Barbara, California spelled out completely as one word, hashtag. Those are the power hashtags. That's going to be the most searched hashtags that have to do with Santa Barbara over any other ones. Which means that if people are searching hashtag Santa Barbara because they just found out that they're moving here, or they want to see how the weather is coming into town, and maybe they're going to buy a second home and they live in Florida and they want to own something in Hope Ranch, that younger generation, as these generations become 20s and 30s and 40s, they use the social networks like this. People in their 50s, 60s, 70s, not necessarily. But the younger generation can just go on, search the hashtag, like check out the town, see what's happening in Santa Barbara, hashtag area nickname if there is one. So example is if I was doing hashtag Beverly Hills CA, hashtag Beverly Hills, California, hashtag Los Angeles, hashtag La La Land, hashtag WeHo for West Hollywood, hashtag The Boo for Malibu, but I still need to do hashtag Malibu CA. And then hashtag luxury real estate and hashtag luxury homes as long as it is true luxury. Not granite countertops in the kitchen, but the house has stained carpet. That's not luxury. It's the most overused word in real estate. It drives me nuts. Luxury deserves those hashtags as long as it is very high end. So that's what it would look like, being done correctly. But I see agents that don't necessarily know how to hashtag. First, most important thing is it needs to turn blue. If your hashtag doesn't turn blue on most networks, then you probably did it wrong. Something's wrong. It's not clickable. A hashtag is supposed to be clickable when you do it correctly. Some networks, it's going to be the same color of the gray text, but it'll have a line. It'll make you realize that it's a clickable hashtag. But it usually is blue on most networks. So somebody who does it like this, it's not going to work. Hashtag lost.angeles. It broke the hashtag. That period broke the hashtag from working. So now it's just hashtag Los is what's going to be found if search for. Los Angeles hashtag. They put it on the end instead of the beginning. You might laugh at that, but I see it a lot. I'm like, oh, poor thing. Like she just doesn't realize it's on the wrong way. Hashtag Santa, hashtag Monica. Not going to work. Now you're only going to show up in news feeds of people who are looking for Santa or a really popular girl named Monica. And we all know who she is, still to this day. Hashtag Cal, hashtag West Side's done correctly, hashtag asterisk the boo isn't going to work, hashtag space WeHo isn't going to work. So, and then hashtag luxury real estate, hashtag luxury homes done correctly. Why is video marketing so important and effective? The brain retains visual more than text. I put it in the subject. I don't put it in the comments. Yeah, you get more exposure if you put it in the description. Yeah. Example, when you're searching hashtags and you start going through all the media that you see, almost all the priority ones and the ones at the top, it's in their description. It's not because it's on a comment of that photo. People started doing that when you would see all the ugly hashtags because somebody put like 40. But as soon as Instagram and Facebook and everybody started doing the see more, you don't need to do it in the comments anymore because you're not going to see it unless they open it. Increases reach and brand awareness over any other type of marketing. Creates legitimacy and you as an authority figure, video marketing. It generates action and engagement, and it's the preferred form of self-expression and viewing today. Every database needs video. BombBomb is an example of what I was talking about when we first started. BombBomb is a company that you can sign up for, and they do a bunch of different things with video. But one of the coolest things that they do is it integrates with almost every CRM and email system out there. And what they do is they integrate my Gmail or my Google, my Chrome. And now when somebody emails me, a client, hey Tony, can you explain paragraph 4C? And I don't have time to write that long paragraph, and they don't have time to hop on a call. So now I'm going to hit reply, and I get these little bomb logos from the BombBomb integration. And my email actually has this little bomb, and when I click on it, it gives me the recording button. When I click the recording button, it allows me to shoot my video, my answer really quick on my webcam, and then it drops the video into the body of the email, out. My clients love it. Like, oh my goodness, thank you, that was cool. Like, I wasn't expecting you to send me a video. That's what I meant by how often does your database hear from you? Via videos. Every website needs video. So as I said, an example of the power of video on your website and having video feeding into your website from YouTube and your YouTube channel. So these are listing videos attached to our listing profiles, but then we also have social media videos feeding into the website from one of the best website companies that builds websites for real estate agents, which understands the power of SEO, and their name is Agent Image. AgentImage.com, they have all the people you see on TV. They build the best real estate websites. They've been doing it for 25 years. Nobody touches Agent Image out there when it comes to websites. So if you go to that link, agentimage.com/first impression, you got to make sure you put that /first impression on the website, or call them and say first impression. It's like 20 to 30% discounts on their different tier pricing for websites, and that promo code still works. So I always ask them, like, hey, does that promo code still get people a discount? And they say, yeah. So your YouTube channel, if you know you're shooting video and you know the importance of video, you have to have a very dynamic YouTube channel where you're feeding all of your videos in. Now, the cool thing about all of these videos right here is any of you could have all of these videos on your channel in tonight without having to upload it. Because something YouTube allows you to do is any video on YouTube, you can hit this little plus button. And when you click the plus button, it says create a playlist. Now, if you're with a national brokerage, your national brokerage has a ton of video content on their channel that you could add to your channel that's not branded an agent, it's just branded to your company name. 3 tips when buying a home, and you can add these and start creating all these different playlists and have a very dynamic looking channel with none of them being your own videos, because it's impossible to steal a video on YouTube, because no matter what, it will always say who is the publisher of the video. Just don't use your competitors' videos here, because then your clients are just going to want to list with them. All right, we're going to conclude with Zoom. What I was saying before, the next evolution of the metaverse and third dimensional Zooms isn't going to look like this. It's going to be those goggles, right? We're not going to have all the screen shares or anything like that, but we still have to make sure we're learning it at a high level, and we're doing Zooms and understanding that it's just going to become a new way people want to communicate for convenience. So how well you do it is everything. Knowing how to use it, knowing how to screen share. I mean, there's people who have been on Zoom. The first time I ever did a Zoom listing presentation for an out-of-area client was 8 years ago. The first time I got a listing doing a virtual thing like Zoom was in the end of 2010 for a $5 million house in Costa Rica that I did on Skype. And then I co-listed it with an agent in Costa Rica and I did all the marketing. And people think that this is new. We've been doing this for a long time. It's just now everybody had to learn it because of COVID. That being said, so learn, take a Zoom training class, learn how to be advanced on Zoom on YouTube. You can watch all these videos on YouTube and learn how to do it well to be convenient. But 2 agents are interviewed for the listing out of area client. They both pretty much say the same thing and both close a lot. Who are they choosing? Left or right? Right. Because she did a better job? No, they don't even realize that. Their subconscious chose her. I don't know why I liked her better though. And it's because of that. This person looks like they were looking down at me the whole time, dark. She's nice and bright, connected with me at the eyes. Left or right? Who's going to have a better presentation? And what do you think is causing that beautiful look? The ring light. Distractions, bad lighting, people in the background, bad posture, no eye contact. We connect in the eyes, as Sandra D says in my book, and how my wife always tells me, you don't look people in the eye, so I'm learning. But we connect with the eyes. And so that's how people subconsciously connect with each other. Left or right? Now be careful wearing glasses when you have a ring light. Sometimes you have to modify the angle so it's not, reflecting back at them. Right? So, first of all, in other words, please, I don't care if you have to go in your backyard and get a bunch of bricks. Move your devices up to eye level on your desks. Stop looking down at your computer. That's literally subconsciously equal to me coming over to your house and saying, Tony, we're so excited for the listing presentation. Like, do you want any water? Please have a seat. And I say, no, you have a seat. And I'm going to do my listing presentation like this, looking down at you the whole time. That's literally what that's equal to the subconscious. So in other words, don't be Jabba the Hutt. Nobody wants to see the Jabba the Hutt angle, okay? Cryptocurrency, blockchain, and real estate. I'm just going to leave you with this. You need to learn this. This is not going anywhere. This is going to change our industry forever. Now, I'm on CNBC quite a bit being interviewed about how blockchain is disrupting real estate, physical real estate, being sold in the United States as an NFT token recorded on the Ethereum blockchain. And that NFT token represents the deed of trust on that house. It will become the new secure way. The NFTs will be what I call the modern day deed of trust. And eventually counties and governments will all be on the blockchain. And that's where our deed of trust is recorded as an NFT. You don't have to buy crypto. You don't have to invest in it. Just don't think it's going to fade away. Blockchain is the most advanced technology in the face of the planet. It's only the infancy stages of it. There's a company called Proppy. Proppy have been doing it the longest. And this is what before Proppy was. That's how many people are involved on the average transaction in America for a real estate deal. And this is after Proppy with blockchain and the new way in the future on how things are going to be recorded in less hands in the cookie jar and way more secure than a piece of paper that can just be stolen based off of a notary. That does happen to people nationally. Their deeds of trust, their house is stolen from them by somebody walking in with a notarized deed and it being recorded with that county. There's companies out there that insure you that that doesn't happen to you on your properties. So how do you learn? You go to Proppy.com and take their crypto. They have an agent crypto certification course now where you can kind of just learn where we're going. I sit on the board of Proppy and they're only growing it more. I keep thinking it's my phone too. But I also want to show you this. This is tokenized physical real estate, decentralized finance, a company already approved with the SEC in 2020 where I can be an accredited investor. You have to be an accredited investor, somebody who can invest on their own and not have to have a third party, It's usually over $250 a year in income, and you have to have a get something from your CPA saying he's an accredited investor. And now you can create an account, and I can literally go into Realty.io is the company that's tokenized physical real estate, and I can just say, okay, this house is $62,000, rent per token $4, rent start date 2022. I'm gonna buy 100 tokens of this house. And there's literally 200 different owners of the LLC that owns that deed of that house with the rental income, no agent, no mortgage, no nothing, and I have a small investment. And I can just scroll through all these different properties and listings and say, how much is that one? And invest in real estate tokenized with decentralized finance. I was at an event in Miami a couple months ago, and there was a lady from Wells Fargo and another bank, and they were talking about the future is crypto-backed mortgages. And I got on stage and I'm like, crypto-backed mortgage? Like, I'll never need a crypto-backed mortgage. Why? Something called DeFi, decentralized finance. I'm not gonna need a mortgage company to collateralize my crypto to give me a loan. In the future, I'm gonna be able to just go online and move crypto and make investments with decentralized finance with no interest rate. There's no interest rate on this. I'm just buying it right out of my bank account. And now I'm an investor, and eventually when counties and governments are recording things on the blockchain, then you won't need the LLC that owns that house. But they take care of it all legal, law firms, everything. It's just amazing what's happening, and a lot of people don't even realize this already exists today. Opulent Agency does a lot of this. We do a lot of this blockchain management and teaching agents. This is what I want you to leave with when it comes to this today, is I know you're not gonna become an expert right away. I just don't want you to say no when you get the call, because the call is coming. Hi, your friend referred us to you. She said that you're a great agent, but she didn't know if you were experienced in this, but we want to be able to we'd rather try to buy a house using our Bitcoin. Do you know the process of that? Don't say no, call me. I want you to say yes. I use a management company that does it for you. They'll walk you through the steps. They'll explain it to us. They'll show you how to do it. Just don't say no, because you could be giving up thousands of dollars in commission through your brokerage. It's a regular deal, but they're using crypto as their investment or as their form of payment. And there's a process to it. So I just don't want you saying no. I don't want you leaving money on the table that you didn't need to. Yeah, perfect. And that was it. Hope you guys enjoyed. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
You're welcome.